If you don't hand that photo over, you're in more trouble than you can imagine.
Yeah, I'm sure I am. Big question is, who from? Okay. It's for sale.
Can you tell me why you did this to yourself?
Well, naturally I can. Well, I was frightened, that's why. I've never been inside a prison before. I mean, there's a lot that can scare you in there. You can understand that, can't you?
Well, yes, of course.
Oh, I realize it was a stupid thing to do. I realize that now, but it's just that, well, things got too much.
Oh, what's the matter, love?
Oh, it's about the fourth time.
Oh, you're going into labour, my girl. Quick, Maxine, go and get a screw.
Yeah, right. You all right, Roxy? Yeah. She all right, babe?
Yeah, she's all right, Lizzie. Now, just calm down. You okay, Angela? They'll be here in a minute. You know.
Come on, everybody, just move back, will you?
Okay, how far apart are the paints?
Come on, Lizzie.
I don't know, Mrs. Bell. I had another one after Max.
10 minutes apart.
Geez, it won't be long now.
Oh, this is wonderful. She's going to have a real baby.
You just bite on something, love. It won't hurt half so much.
Oh, isn't it lovely? Another new baby.
Yeah, not for long, though. Poor little Roxy. I forgot. Poor little Marge. She's going to give it away. Fancy having a baby for somebody else.
You know, I think the next time I get married, I'll have a baby.
Well, one thing's for certain. It'll have plenty of dads.
Yoo-hoo! Doors open. Coming ready on night.
Oh, Cinderella finally gets to go to the ball.
Come on, I'm not that big.
Oh.
How are you, you old reprobate? I thought you were going to stay away for another week.
Yes, I was. But you know what it's like whooping it up in old Sydney town? I had to come back for a rest.
Well, I'm glad you're back, pooped or not. I missed your cheerful presence.
Yes, I can understand that. But enough of the cheerfulness. Old Helen's here to pour out her troubles on a strong shoulder. Do you mind?
How strong does that look? What is it, the cops?
No, the cops I can handle. It's my kid sister, Sharon.
I thought she was on a commune in Queensland.
Yeah, she was, but she left there and she's joined this other group. Oh, it just seems a little cockeyed to me. Have you ever heard of them? They're called the Children of the Alternative Life Force.
No, I can't say I have, but then I'm not really into that sort of thing. What makes you think that they're more of a worry than the other groups?
Well, Sharon wants to draw out the $10,000 that Dad put aside in trust for her. She needs it to get into the family.
Oh. Well, they have a very smart taste there, huh? Do you think they're taking the children on an expensive ride?
Well, she's not 25 yet, so she needs my signature. And I sure as hell aren't going to see her just give it away to a bunch of weirdos. Do you reckon that we could find out something about them?
Well, honey, I'm sure we can try. I mean, somebody must know something. Oh, hi, girls. Listen, would you mind putting the kettle on? We've got ourselves a very impressive visitor.
Oh, and some plates. I have brought a fruit cake full of brandy. Oh. We are going to chew a cherry and get tight. Now, move over, darling. Let me at this material.
Oh, you're still here?
Yes, I wanted to check these before I go. They're fine.
Good. Bradshaw's gone into labour.
So soon? Is everything all right?
Yeah, I just come from the infirmary. Sister Kelly said everything is fine. Besides, Dr. Hodges is standing by in case of complications.
Good. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Honestly, that Mason woman is the limit. She's just spent the entire meal break looking in everybody's dinner for weevils. Oh, the women think it's a huge joke.
I hope we don't have another psychotic on our hands. I noticed she was pretty depressed after court today.
Yes, of course she was. From what I've seen, I would say she's putting on a very good act to try and change the court's decision.
Is that a fact? Well, we'll just play along with it and see how far she gets. She's not likely to hurt anyone, is she?
No. Well, on the contrary, I think she's very good for morale. I mean, the women find her a great source of entertainment, at our expense.
Well, I've found the best punishment for difficult children is to ignore them. I better go. I'm taking up your meal break.
It's all right. See you both tomorrow.
All right. Would you like coffee?
Oh, thanks, Colleen. Give me a chance to catch up on this letter from Marty.
Oh, the prodigal son.
Is he still in the Navy?
Yes. Oh. And he's on shore leave starting tomorrow. He's coming home.
Where's Paul? I thought I heard him come in.
He's gone to check the damage in his darkroom. They must have been after Paul's negative. I haven't found a thing missing.
We shouldn't jump to conclusions like that. Might just be an ordinary robbery.
They've taken every negative I had. Thank God I got that folio together. The place is a bloody wreck.
That settles it then. Time to call in the police.
No, wait.
Come on, Anne. This is the big league. You can't let it ride.
Yeah. It looks like God's gift to the department's as crooked as they come.
Look, we don't know for sure that Douglas is involved in anything shady, and if it really is departmental business, then I don't want to get the police involved until I've checked with him.
Oh, come on. What other explanation could there be for it?
I don't know. But I'll phone him in the morning.
All right. You know what you're doing. I think I'll make us a cup of tea.
Oh, Paul. I am sorry. All that time and expense you've put in. And all for a damn photo. Well, I've got it now. At least we don't have to worry about it happening again.
But they haven't got it. You see, it's up in Wally's flat.
Huh? Mary, come on, haven't got all day.
I'm coming.
Mrs. Morris, Mrs. Morris, could I please be put to work in the library? I've noticed it hasn't been indexed yet, and I feel working in the laundry far below my capabilities.
But you are rostered in the laundry.
She's gone.
Could be under the bed, Mrs. M. Or under the influence.
All right, you lot, come on, move off to the showers. Get up. I tell you, she was here when I did my rounds. Someone's obviously got a key. Now, I suggest an immediate search.
Oh, we need
Mate.
It's enough out of you, Daniels. Now,
Will
get
you
to
off
the
to
showers.
Radcliffe and take them to the showers?
Sure.
I'll need you in recreation.
Right. I'll handle it. Come on, move it.
Oh, goodness. Time to get up already?
Teach you to make a
Thank you,
fool
Miss
of me.
Ferguson. I'll handle this. Slept well, did we?
Oh, yes, thank you, Mrs. Powell. It does wonders for the spine to sleep standing up. I read in a book
Yes, I'm sure it does. Well, better get to the showers and get dressed. Only 1 hour to breakfast. Miss Ferguson, let's get the women to the showers.
Mrs. Powell. How am I expected to discipline the women when other officers are continually undermining my
Miss
authority?
Ferguson.
You are only encouraging insubordination by allowing
Miss
a prisoner to
Ferguson, please let me remind you of my position in this prison. Mrs. Reynolds wants Mason's antics totally ignored from now on. I am inclined to agree with her. I'm sure if no one takes any
When
notice
was this
of-
decision made and why wasn't I told?
It's very simple. You're off duty. I'm sure, however, that Mrs. Reynolds will inform you personally this morning.
Yes, well, I still think that sort of behaviour will only bring trouble from the rest of the women.
You can discuss it with the governor later. Let's get on with work, shall we?
Yes, Mr. Stokes, I'll give her that message. Yes, tomorrow afternoon. Good, thank you. Goodbye. Oh, morning. You're here nice and early.
I've come to say hello to the new arrival. Sister Kelly told me it was a boy.
Yes, 2 a.m. exactly. Bradshaw was a bit depressed when she couldn't have him with her at first, but I think she's all right now.
Well, let's hope she really does know what she's doing. Oh, by the way, Sister told me he's a good, healthy weight, so he can be released in 3 days' time. Would you tell the Sheldons? Give them a ring?
Well, looks like she's done this before. Your name is Jerry May Dugan, is that correct?
Yes.
You have been charged with soliciting and sentenced to 2 weeks' imprisonment. Is that correct?
Would you look at that?
Oh, crikey, she's at it again. Good on you, Pixie.
Yeah, well, she must be mad if she thinks that's gonna fool Pal.
Nice to see you made it, Mason. Unfortunately, we don't allow customers in here unless they're properly dressed. It is a shame, but you're going to miss breakfast. Bye-bye.
But...
No buts. Get out.
Never mind, Pixie. I'll sneak you something out later.
Yeah, a piece of toast to go with the egg on your face.
Hey, everybody, it's a boy! Roxy's had a little boy! It's a boy, mate. I might get to see it later. Roxy reckons it's in maternity.
And if you don't hurry up, you'll miss out on breakfast, too.
Oh, isn't it lovely, Mrs. Pal? A little boy.
Yes, come on.
Good on you, Roxy. Pretty good, eh, B? $20,000 for hardly doing nothing.
But Maxine, it's a child. I mean, don't you think it's
Shut
rather
up,
hard?
Carter. You're not in here to think. She made a deal and she's sticking to it. And I hope she learned something from it, but I doubt.
Hey, Grandma, which one's B. Smith?
Mrs. Birdsworth to you. And what do you want to know for? If you were a friend, you'd know.
Just heard about it, that's all.
Why aren't you at breakfast, Mason?
Ah, hi there. Could you please tell me what time the bus arrives?
Don't come that crap with me. You made a fool of me this morning, and that was a very stupid mistake.
Oh, but I didn't
You
mean
like
to...
sleeping in lockers, do you, Mason? You try that trick one more time and you might get to stay in there all night. And, there's not much air in there, is there, Mason? I reckon you might wake up dead.
You go, love?
When I was a little girl, they used to say to me, when there's any trouble, go and find a policeman. Now I know why I never bothered.
Oh, come on, love. Don't be too hard on them. I mean, they've been investigating that mob. At least it shows there's a definite worry.
Oh, but it's bloody typical, isn't it, though? I mean, all of those complaints, and they can't make one charge stick. Ah, God, what's my kid sister got herself mixed up in?
I know, love. Hey, what about that reporter friend of yours, Matt Thomas? I mean, if anybody can dig up some dirt on them, he can.
Of course. He was the guy that got all the dish on Stanfield.
Right.
Well, come on, what are we waiting for?
How about the newspaper office is just around the corner. Why don't I give him a ring and tell him to come over? We'll buy him a coffee.
I'll buy him a bloody coffee plantation if he can get Sharon away from that bunch of ratbags.
I'll ring him.
Hey, for a lady who's anxious to know who I am, you're sure keeping yourself to yourself. What's your game?
Nothing. Mate of mine from Barnhurst told me you were running the place, that's all. Helps to know who's boss cocky.
Oh, yeah? Barnhurst, eh? And what's her name?
Peggy. But you wouldn't know. We're from South Australia. Only been here a couple of days and got picked up trying to earn the price of a bed for the night. Real nice welcome.
Hey, Pixie, when are you going to try one on the screws again? Oh, not for at least 4 months. I have to hibernate first.
Oh, come on. We have to have this finished by the lunchtime pickup. Will you cut it out?
My feelings exactly, Smith. Mason,
Yes, Miss Ferguson?
Report for kitchen duty. You too, Daniels.
Ah, beauty.
Oh, wait a minute. How the hell are we supposed to have this finished in time if you're going to take everyone away?
Just watch it, Smith, or they'll have to do without you too. Wait at the gates. Carter, you're to see Dr. Weissman.
What?
Get a move on.
Oh, no. Oh, honestly, this is such a waste of time. I mean, must I go, Miss Ferguson?
You heard me, Carter. Now, Smith, I will try to get replacements. But in the meantime, I suggest that you lot get on with it. The truck will be here soon, and I'd hate to see you lose the contract.
She's all hard, isn't she? Got any more like her?
Good night, love. I've just come from maternity. I've been watching the little one have a bath. God, he's a big little fella. You must be really pleased with yourself. Well, you better get going, because he'll be in for his tucker in a minute.
Cut it out, Lizzie.
But you gotta make yourself comfortable, or he might get indigestion.
I'm not feeding him, Lizzie. I told them I don't want to see him. Sheldons are coming to pick him up any day. What's the point of me getting to know him?
Do you mean you haven't even had a little cuddle?
Oh, come on, Lizzie. If you don't hurry up and get this back to the kitchen, it'll be lunchtime.
Sorry, Mrs. M. I was just telling Roxy about the little one. Here you are, love. You asked Sister Kelly to give him that. It's from all of us.
Are you all right, Roxanne?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks, Mrs. Morris.
I just don't know, Helen. These groups are springing up all the time. They even help some people sort themselves out. It's the word cult makes people nervous. If you think of it as a rest away from the rat race, what's the worry? Well, that's what my editor would ask me.
The worry is the $10,000 they want Sharon to pay for shares. Now, that's a hell of a lot of money for a rest cure.
10 grand?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Now you're talking.
I mean, don't you know anything about this group, Matt?
Well, I know they've been dubbed the Poddies.
What?
What?
Poddies. It comes from the initials CALF, calf. Children of the Alternative Life Force.
Oh, gold.
A poddy calf, eh? Should be called the Suckers, if my hunch is right.
Well, I'll start to ask around and see what I can come up with. Thanks for the coffee.
Thank you. See you later.
What do you reckon, Jude?
I reckon your sister's money's gonna be okay. Isn't... What the hell's a potty calf?
A hand-fed calf.
What a lot of bull.
And they took every single negative in the place.
Yes, well, if your son is in the habit of running around snapping God knows who, he's bound to have someone chasing after him. Probably caught a husband with his secretary or something.
I think it was a little more professional than that.
Yes, well, he can think himself lucky all the negatives were destroyed. Trying to expose a man like Fellows could place you and your family in a very dangerous situation.
But they didn't take all the negatives, Mr. Douglas. Paul didn't want to take a chance with it, so he put it somewhere else.
He didn't want to take a chance with it? You said your flat was broken into. What if you'd been there? For God's sake, woman! Give me the negatives and let the department get on with its business.
And what about the photo the women have?
Yes. Yes, we'll take care of that, too.
You may feel perfectly well at the moment, but you've got to face the fact that 3 days ago you tried to do away with your own life.
Look, I'm sorry, Doctor. I really have been wasting your time. You obviously don't understand.
But I would like to understand.
You see, it wasn't me they sent to hospital. It was Laura. The poor little love was trying to get rid of that Brandy bitch. I can't say it's a blamer, really. She's nothing more than a little slut. So you see, Doctor, I think it would be far more to your advantage to speak to both of those.
Just a minute. Both of those? I don't understand. Who are you?
I'm Susan.
Susan?
Yes.
Well, yes, Susan, I agree with you. I'd very much like to talk to Brandy and Laura.
Oh, would you? Oh, yes, flick a switch. That really is a little naive, isn't it, Doctor? I mean, can you imagine what Brandy thinks of you? And as for Laura, of course, she wouldn't have the courage. So, there you have it. Doctor?
Just a minute. Carter.
That photo was needed as part of a departmental investigation, Smith. You knew that. I told you the last time we met.
You also mentioned something about a doctor, a social...
Don't backchat me, Smith! I do not bargain with criminals. Now, if you don't hand that photo over, I am personally going to turn this prison inside out. And God help the person found hiding it.
Well, you can do what you bloody well please. You can turn the place inside out, pull it apart if you want to, but don't expect us to clean up your dirty work.
Take this! Get her out of here! I want this prison searched now. And don't let Smith out of your sight until it's completed. She's going to laugh on the other side of her face by the time I finish with her.
Hey, Mrs. Morris. Find what you were looking for?
None of your business, Daniel, so just shut up.
Well, you won't find anything in there. I don't exactly have too many happy family snacks.
Damn it, this is ridiculous. If we only knew what we were looking for.
Yes, it would help.
They took all my wedding photos. They've got no right to do that.
Yeah, I don't know why they want all our family photos and stuff anyhow. Not that I've got any, but I reckon it isn't right.
Well, I reckon the screws have just been told to confiscate every photo in the place. That way, they don't have to tell them what's going on.
You know, I reckon you're right.
Of course I'm right. Douglas isn't exactly going to broadcast it unless he has to, is he?
Reckon they'll find the one they're after?
No way. It's tucked away in a nice, safe place.
Where?
The reason it is nice and safe is because I am the only one who knows where it is. And that is the way it's going to stay.
So, they sent you two in at last. How am I supposed to get tea organised with no help?
Well, it's not our fault, is it? I mean, we didn't ask for ourselves to be searched, did we?
And I certainly didn't ask for my kitchen to be gone through. What they'd expect to find here, I don't know. All right, you can get on with making the batter. Don't break any eggs.
No, of course not, Mrs. O'Regan.
Mason, what do you think you're doing?
Oh, you told me not to break any eggs. I'm a bit worried, though. Might be a bit lumpy.
Oh, for goodness sake, girl, I haven't got time for any of your nonsense. Now, stir that.
More flour. Why don't we brighten it up with something a little bit pretty? Ah. There we are. That ought to do it.
Mason, stop that at once.
Oh, but I can't because no, it's too thick. A little bit more milk, I think.
Mason, get away from that bowl.
Did I do something wrong?
You must be crazy. I'll see the governor hears about this.
That cell search was a complete waste of time.
I'll say. Look, if Douglas wants us to run around looking for a photo, he can at least tell us what we're looking for.
Although I have a nasty feeling the women know something we don't.
Must be something pretty important. He's spitting tax when he left.
Wonder what it is. I mean, I can hardly see him in a compromising position with a call girl, can you?
I wouldn't want to.
I'm glad you two are here. Dr. Wiseman wants to tell us something about Carter.
She's convinced there are 3 people living in her body. Brandy, Laura, and Susan.
Multiple personalities.
Don't believe that, do you?
Well, I don't know. It's extremely rare, of course.
Yes, but it would explain everything.
Yes, but Meg, you've said it yourself. The women are pretty good at pulling the wool over our eyes.
She's no Pixie Mason. This is something different altogether.
Well, I'm willing to reserve my judgment because the only character I've seen is Susan.
Well, I've seen all 3. Now, if she is pretending to be these other people, she's a pretty good actress.
Yes, well, I've seen a few of those in my time, too. If only I had a bit more information on her family background.
Oh, well, I can help you there. Didn't Mrs. Reynolds tell you that we'd found her father?
Yes, It's a funny thing, she's completely refused to say anything about her family to me.
Well, I got my information from the library. They've given me her father's address.
Did she ever say anything to you about him?
Only the once. Apparently she didn't get on very well with him. Hasn't seen him for years.
He probably doesn't even know she's here. I'm going to send someone from the department over.
Well, look, why don't I go? At least I can tell him how she is.
Yes, all right. Meg, perhaps you'd better go with him.
Fine.
I might get a story on this Potties mob after all. I've come up with quite a bit on them. Well, the bloke running it calls himself the Reverend Alpha Centauri.
You're kidding.
No. Apparently they all take on the names of stars, planets, life forces, that sort of thing.
Go on.
Well, he was James Blackman, a Melbourne stockbroker. And 3 years ago, he bought 1,000 acres in the Grampians for $60,000.
Not bad, Vicky's.
No. And he's selling shares of it to his followers for $10,000 each.
That's why Sharon wants the money.
I'd say so.
Damn. It doesn't give us much to go on, does it? I mean, if they're actually getting land for their cash.
Yes, but the value of the property has leapt since he bought it. It's now worth $100,000. And our friend has sold nearly 10,000 shares so far.
So they're getting 1/10 of an acre for their investment of 10,000.
That's right. And it's decreasing all the time because he's still selling shares.
That bastard. He is getting fat by fleecing impressionable kids like Sharon.
Very fat. He's made a cool million so far.
I bet Sharon doesn't know that.
And I found out that the title deeds are still in his name.
Now that's terrific. I mean, that is really something, isn't it? We won't have any trouble getting Sharon away from them once she knows that. Matt, you're a honey.
What's that? Nothing. I heard something. It's all right. You were dreaming. Go back to sleep.
I did hear a baby crying. That's mine, isn't it? Isn't it, sister?
Roxanne, you need rest.
I want to see him.
Please calm down. You're not going to do yourself any good getting worked up like this.
But it's my baby. I've got a right to see him.
Yes, but you gave up those rights to the Sheldons, remember? And you said you'd rather they took him straight away.
I want to look at him. Just once.
I don't think that's wise, Roxanne.
Oh, please. They're going to take him away in a couple of days. I'll never see him again. I just want to look at him once. It's not too much to ask, is it?
All right. I'll get him. Just for a moment.
Thank you. It's all I want.
And then when she started throwing the flour around, I thought Mrs. O'Regan was going to have a fit.
Well, how come they're letting her take Mrs. Reynolds' tea tray into her then?
Well, I reckon Mrs. O'Regan wants Mrs. Reynolds to see just for herself.
Good one. She'll do that all right. God! Bugger it! Looks as though the screws had a bloody good go in here, too.
Well, never mind, ladies. Come on, let's get stuck into cleaning it up. Got a pottery class this evening. Can't have the place looking like a mess for Wally, can we?
Yeah, well, the way the bloody screws are going, they're going to find that photo and quick smart, too.
I don't think so. Not as smart as they think they are. As a matter of fact, I'd still say we're way ahead.
You're so beautiful. I didn't realise you'd be so tiny. Hey, you know what, little fella? I've never held a baby before. I've got to tell you something, though. I can't keep you, but you're going to have a real good home. And you're going to have a mum and a dad who'll love you and give you all the little things a little boy ought to have. You go to a real good school and everything. Nah, you won't turn out to be a dummy like me. Oh, I wish you and me could get to know each other better. But it's not going to happen. I'll always remember you, though. And that I really did hold you in my arms. Even if it was just for a moment. Oh, I wish you could know how much I love you.
Colleen, I'm off to see Carter's father and then home to greet Marty.
Well, cheer up. It's your son, you see.
Yes, that's what worries me. It's just that I haven't had to be a mother for so long, I've almost forgotten how to begin.
Come on, Meg. He's 19 years old. He'd probably appreciate it if you just try to be a friend.
I suppose so.
I don't often take my own advice, but listen to me. You always want to mother them, no matter what their age. Just enjoy having him home for the night, okay?
Thanks.
Well, night, Meg. Have fun.
Good night.
Colleen, could you get Coral to type these up for me, please? And ask her to see I'm not disturbed for a while. I'm way behind schedule. I have just spent half an hour trying to calm down Mrs. O'Regan. She thinks Mason's crazy. Apparently she's been up to her antics in the kitchen again.
Okay, one up for Mason. Unfortunately, Mrs. O'Regan is not the one she has to convince.
No, I just hope I don't have to hear anything more about her today. I don't think I could stand it.
Ah, Mrs. Reynolds. We got your message.
I know you said not to come this soon, but do you think we could see him now? We've waited so long, and I'm terrified something's going to happen at the last minute. I won't believe he's really ours until I'm holding him in my arms.
Yes, all right. Sign the book, would you? And then I'll take you through to my office. The papers are ready for you to sign. We may as well do that at the same time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Would you warn Sister Kelly? Tell her to prepare the baby.
Okay.
Jude?
Hi.
Hi. I just got a phone call from Sharon.
She okay?
Oh, yeah. She's agreed to meet me in about half an hour.
Oh, great. Is that at your place?
No, at the park's strictly neutral territory, which makes me think she'll have company. I can't see them letting her out on her own.
Yeah, you're probably right, too. Hey, why don't I come with you? I'm pretty good with the old evil eye myself.
Terrific.
Oh, he's lovely. Just perfect.
Well, darling, you have nothing to worry about. Mummy and Daddy are here now. Oh, David, isn't he beautiful? Just gorgeous.
Time for tea, Mrs. Reynolds. Sorry it's a bit late, but everything's a bit topsy-turvy in the kitchen today.
Thank you. I wanted a word with you about that, Pixie. Mrs. O'Regan said you upset things in the kitchen today.
Oh, I didn't mean to. Honestly, I didn't.
Are you sure about that?
Of course. I was only trying to help, but she thought I was trying to do everything the wrong way. Oh, I guess everybody has their own way of doing things. Shall I pour the tea?
No, I'll... Pixie, I'm very busy. None of your games, please.
Oh, of course not. Not with tea. I like it too much. I think we should take the tea drinking ceremony very seriously, don't you? Like the Japanese. There. Hope it's not too strong. Oh, it does look a bit that way, doesn't it? Oh, well. I suppose it'd look a little bit better with some milk in it. Whoops, too much. There, that's better. Now, sugar?
Yes, 2, please.
Ah, That looks better. But it's the taste that counts, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
Do try it, please.
Fine. Just the way I like it.
Oh, that's good. I'd hate to have gone to all that trouble for nothing.
So if she does have these multiple personalities, she's going to need a great deal of help.
I can't believe it, that she's as sick as you say. Laura's been bad for a long time. You quite sure she's not fooling you?
No, I'm not. These cases are very rare.
She really becomes these other people. They just seem to take over. Must be terrible for her. And sometimes I think she remembers what she's done and is ashamed.
Well, it certainly sounds like a textbook case. What was she like when she was little, Mr. Gardner?
She was sweet. Prettiest little girl in the neighborhood. Always bouncing and full of fun. We had high hopes for her. Her mother and I.
Where's her mother now?
She died when Laura was 7. She suffered for a long time. Had to have a nurse.
And how did her death affect Laura?
I don't know, really. She was always telling the nurse to behave like a lady because her mother was so sick. She didn't like the nurse. I didn't have any time for the child. My sister came in to look after her.
I see.
It was after that that Laura started to change. She became unpredictable. As she got older, she got worse. Staying out with men, drinking all the time. Finally, it got so bad, I had to ask her to leave home.
I know it must have been very difficult for you, but now that you know why, will you come and see her?
Oh, I can't.
She needs you.
I think a visit from you would help.
All right.
Don't look now, but if that isn't one of them, I'll give up.
You are Sharon Smart's sister?
Yes, where is she?
Please don't raise your voice. It creates disorder in the universe.
I'm gonna create a disorder in your universe, Buster, if you don't tell us where Sharon is.
First, allow me to introduce myself. I am Brother Red Earth. Your sister's on retreat. She is unable to leave the commune.
Don't give me that. I only spoke to her a while back.
And now she is in deep meditation. I was sent in her place.
Yeah, I'll bet you were. You just don't want her talking to her family, right?
It is better that believers are protected from non-believers until such time as they are completely initiated. You'll be able to see her after that, if she still wishes to.
She wanted to see me today. What the hell have you bastards done to her?
Nothing at all. She's there of her own free will. And she wishes you to sign the release for her money.
No way.
It is hers.
And it's going to stay that way. You are not getting your grubby little hands on it.
The Reverend Alpha would be extremely hurt to hear you talk like that about our people.
Stuff the Reverend Alpha. You tell him I am going to see my sister, and you are not getting 1 red cent, Mr. Brother Red Earth, sir.
Oh, Colleen, you'll be on duty in the rec room during the pottery class, won't you?
Yeah.
I want you to keep an eye on Pixie Mason. See she doesn't give Wally any trouble.
All right.
She tried it out on me before.
Look, between her and Carter, I'm surprised we're not all around the bend.
Yes.
Night. Good night. Hello, Pat. Listen, love, I'm going to be a little bit late.
I know it's late, but could I see Mrs. Mason, please? I'm her lawyer, Martin Corley.
Yes, of course. Is it important?
I have some news I think she ought to hear.
All right, well, just sign the book. I'll take you through.
Right.
Marty.
Hello, Mum.
Oh, you do look well.
You too. No, you look great.
Well, are you going to introduce me to your friend?
Oh, sorry, Dennis. Dennis Quinn, my mother.
Nice to meet you, Dennis.
Hello, Mrs. Jackson. I mean, Mrs. Morris.
Well, how about a coffee? Or a drink?
Oh, coffee, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Corley, I'm so excited it's all going through. We won't have any trouble getting an appeal now.
As I told you before, you simply don't have any grounds for an appeal.
Well, they can't keep me in here. I'm not well. It wouldn't be right.
Mrs. Mason, you're as sane as I am. That didn't work at your trial, and it won't work now.
But I keep hearing these voices.
I'm a busy man, Mrs. Mason. Do you want to hear what I have to say or not?
What did you want to talk to me about?
I found out that your first husband is divorcing you.
What?
Apparently, he filed for divorce nearly a year ago, which means, of course, that it's almost finalized now.
That can't be right.
I can assure you that it is.
I didn't see any papers or anything. Well, how can he divorce me if I haven't signed anything?
Well, you disappeared. He obviously couldn't find you, so he simply placed notices of intent in a national newspaper.
And that's all it takes? Well, I've got to stop it going through. I have to. It was a beautiful wedding, and well, divorce isn't allowed. It's wrong.
I'm afraid it's far too late for that now. You can't just stop a divorce these days. And as your other marriages aren't legal, you'll soon be a single woman again. Mrs. Mason, Mrs. Mason, I don't think you should take it like this, Mrs. Mason. Mrs. Mason?
Well, you seem to be getting around a fair bit. You going to stick with it?
Yeah, I love the Navy. It's great.
It's wonderful to have you home again. I just hope we can see a lot of each other whilst you're in port.
Sure. Yeah, I'd like that.
And what about Dennis? Where his family?
Well, he hasn't got anyone. Look, I hope you don't mind me bringing him along, but, well, he's sort of shy. He doesn't make friends easily.
No, of course not. You must bring him round with you again. But just for tonight, I'd rather be with you.
Yeah, why not? What'll we do?
Oh, let's go out to dinner, eh?
Hey, that'd be terrific, Mrs. Morris. What do you reckon, Marty? Make a change from the galley food, eh?
All right, lady. Now, you've got the negatives and we want them. So hand them over and we'll leave.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too. When morning comes around, last night I dreamed we were together, sharing